Hi, thanks for joining me. It's Christine Crutcher from Create with Christine, and I'm here with another Tuesday Tip video tutorial. For my project today, we are going to be making this card right here. And I'm going to be showing a technique of watercoloring with your ink pads and a blender pen. So I'm using the Animal Outing stamp set right here. I'm going to be using the Rhino and then the Thank You Big Time stamp. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do my stamping first, and I have two pieces to stamp on. They're both shimmery white cardstock, and they both measure 3 inches by 4 inches, so you can see how that was 3 by 4, but then I cut it out with the Big Shot and the Layering Ovals framelits. So hopefully you can maybe kind of see the shimmer in the paper. So I want to stamp my Rhino on the oval, and then I'll stamp the Thank You on the rectangle. So I'm going to be using the Smoky Slate ink. We'll just ink up our Rhino and stamp him kind of in the middle. Normally I would stamp first and cut out second, but just to save time on the video, I like to cut out my pieces ahead of time. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And then for the thank you, I want to get the thank you as far in the corner as I can. Now, with my ink still open, I'm just going to squeeze in the center of the pad. This is going to pull some ink in the lid so that I can pick it up with my blender pen. So I have my blender pen. I'm actually also going to bring over a scrap piece of Post-it note. When you're using the blender pen and coloring, I just want to scribble off to make sure there's no color from a previous project. And then I'm just going to pick up some of the ink with the blender pen. And for the Rhino, I'm just going to follow the artist lines and add some color and blend out a little bit. I want to leave a bunch of white space, so I'm just going to kind of go around and follow the artist lines from the stamp. Sorry if it makes a squeaking noise. It makes a squeaking noise when I go pick up ink on the ink pad. So I want to show off this technique in using the ink pads because the ink pads are on special this month if you sign up to be a demonstrator. So it is the best deal in the catalog. You can join my stamping team, the Sweet and Simple Stampers. It's $125 worth of merchandise for $99. Then you get to pick out 10 free ink pads from one of our color collections. I'll show you the flyer in a second. So this is just another fun way to use those ink pads and kind of get a fun watercolored look. Okay, then I'm going to stop. I can either scribble or I can move to the other tip. So there's 2 tips on the blender pen. And now I'm going to do the lemon lime twist. So same thing, squeeze in the middle. I'm just going to color the body of the bird. And with the shimmer white cardstock, it just is really a beautiful watercolored look. You can also use Whisper White, but then it tends to pill the paper a little bit, so I prefer using shimmer or watercolor paper. So now for the third color, it's Berry Burst. So the colors came from the Designer Series paper, so I'm using the coordinating Animal Expedition Designer Series paper. It's on sale this month. Buy 3 papers, get 1 free. You can buy 3 different papers, mix and match, buy 3, then you'll get the 4th one for free. So that ends on July 31st. So my rhino is colored. Let me actually bring over the stamp pad promotion just so you can take a peek at it if you haven't seen it already. So these are the different color families. So you have In Color 2017 to 2020, the Brights, the Neutrals, the Regals, or the Subtles. So I guess it depends what you're working on. Like I did have somebody that wants to sign up that's going to be working on Christmas things coming up. So she liked the Regals color the best because it's got the Rail Red, the Old Olive, also the Cherry Cobbler, and the greens. So you have a lot of red and greens in that grouping. So it's $125 worth of product for $99. You get free shipping. You do pay sales tax. And then you can pick out one of these ink pad bundles, and that is a free value of $67.50 for free. So that starter kit promotion ends on July 31st. So these are the other pieces of the card. This is a designer series paper that's going to go right here. So we'll add that on with a little bit of snail adhesive. We just want to leave a thin shimmery white border. Then we're going to add the shimmery white to the Berry Burst. So the Berry Burst is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Remember, the shimmer white is 3 by 4, so it's a 1/4 inch mat. Then for the ribbon, I did a 4 1/2 inch piece to go cover the seam. So we're just gonna cover the seam like so. We'll add on a couple glue dots, 1 on each side. So a glue dot on each end. And we'll just go to the back. And then for the rhino, I'm going to pop him up on dimensionals. So I'm just going to add the rhino with some dimensionals. So I want to do 6. So I've got 3. And here's a good tip with your dimensionals. I cut these little pieces on the sides down and use them. Don't throw these away. So just because they're not attached, just cut them to detach them, and I use these little pieces. So there's a good little tip. I don't think I've ever showed that before in one of my videos. Then we're going to peel the backs. We'll stick this over. So hopefully, maybe you can see some of that shimmer in the paper. Then I have a lemon lime twist card base. So we're just going to stick this on with a little bit of liquid glue. And that's my project for today. So I hope you'll give watercoloring with your ink pads and a blender pen a try. If you leave me a comment on my blog, Facebook, or YouTube by midnight on July 30th, you could have a chance to win one of these cards in the mail from me for tuning in. So thanks so much. I'll be back again next week with another Tuesday Tip video tutorial for you.